Liverpool are on fire this season, and whether or not you think they're the league favourites, they're definitely within a massive shot of winning it this year if they continue this up. And definitely an underrated part of Liverpool's club is the ability to bring in youngsters freely from the academy. And with a scintillating performance against Chelsea the other day, Conor Bradley is the next youngster to come from the academy to really take the world by storm. But who is he and just how good can he be? When I first saw Conor Bradley breaking into the Liverpool side, I was very happy. Obviously, Trent Alexander Arnold has been injured for a few weeks, so he had to really step up in that right back role. Now, Bradley does have experience in other leagues. He played in League One for Bolton in the 22-23 season and ended up getting their player of the season and winning a lot of awards with them being brilliant in defence, in which Bolton also had star goalkeeper James Trafford on loan at their club. He's also played 13 games for his national team Northern Ireland. Obviously, that's not the highest level in the world, but he's very good and good enough to play for them. Now, I actually first heard of Conor Bradley from my FM saves. I have a Football Manager save and he was brilliant for me, so I was very happy to see him actually get a game for Liverpool in real life. I knew this, and a lot of people did, that Bradley is an assured defender. He is very good at tackles and he's usually got a good position in back there. He's often played for teams that have to defend a lot, so he's done very well in them job. But I was worried when he came into Liverpool it's going to be a lot too much for him. That Trent role is very specific and he has to do a lot of passes and run up the field. However, not only do everyone need to show some respect to Bradley, they also need to have respect for Jurgen Klopp, who is definitely one of the greatest managers of all time, as his tactics are making Conor Bradley better. So usually what they would do is give the ball to Trent try and do a pass through to maybe Salah. Salah would be on the last defender and run. Obviously, neither of these players were available. Trent was on the bench and didn't play. Jurgen Klopp actually made Curtis Jones and Joe Gomez took turns to form a double pivot with McAllister. This gave McAllister a lot of support in midfield and allowed him to move up with the pitch when he wanted to, also giving a defensive reassurance mostly from Joe Gomez and a lot of high pressing from Curtis Jones. This meant Conor Bradley was positioned high on the right side, with Jota usually moving inside, mostly right in the half space, but they did switch sometimes with Bradley coming inside and Jota going out wide. Now, Bradley was allowed to create an overlap on that right side, having 2-on-1 usually at the defender, and he often didn't really sit back in possession. Often Joe Gomez would come into centre mid with McAllister, and Szoboszlai would actually go out to that right centre back, right back role. He has done this a lot covering for Trent when Trent plays, just so Trent can go up the pitch and do his brilliant passing. This is also good because it helps not only Szoboszlai's development in future positions, but also helps him in all phases of play, making him be able to get the ball up quicker and do a long pass too there, also having that quality still there. And he's a pretty physical challenger. And because Liverpool are very intense and they pass the ball quickly, this often led a lot of space for Liverpool to be on a 2v1 down the wing, leaving Bradley and Jota, and Bradley often got in there behind. The key thing was Chelsea actually like being quite intense at the defending. They like having all their defenders kind of move with the ball and sort of get all the gaps in there so Liverpool can't intensely win the ball back. However, this leaves a lot of space out wide, and with someone like Jota come in the middle to cause more emotion with the defenders coming in, as you can see, Bradley had a lot more space on the wing. This kept happening throughout the game, where Van Dijk and anyone in that team could do a brilliant ball out to him, then Bradley had basically been through it and basically had a one-on-one. This kept happening all game, and Bradley was not afraid to take his man on and even do a good cross or shot. That's why he got 2 assists and a goal at the end of the day, because he was not afraid to do things in the game. And Badiashile really struggled to get out to him a lot of the time, but was definitely exploited by the fact that their team just didn't have the right tactical approach to the game. And brilliant ingenuity by Klopp to have Bradley play as that sort of off the last man defender going up the pitch and also get more cover in defence to help them. But obviously Chelsea aren't the most intense team in the world and they aren't brilliant going forward. But I think this game just encapsulates how Klopp plays his team. He is so confident in the team and the group of players that he has. He doesn't really mind having some gaps in defence if he knows they're going to outscore them and outcreate the other team. In this game, they did give chances to Chelsea. Arguably, they could have got a few pens and they did score a goal and had an XG of around 1. But they're so assured with the fact they have a great goalkeeper, great defender, and they have brilliant attacking players that they will just outscore anyone on the pitch. And obviously, when they create so much like they do and have brilliant finishes, then it's going to happen. I also felt Bradley was very brave in this game. He did what he needed to do, but he was very much doing more than that. He kept making the runs even when they were 2 or 3-0 up and trying to create something for the team. And even though it arguably already won them the game, he still tried his best. And it's clear that Conor Bradley is really good at carrying the ball. He has shown that he's a brilliant carrier of the ball at real good speed as well, so he really doesn't let the defenders get close to him. And just like his goal, his quick shot, which was a brilliantly well taken goal, is brilliant. And considering that was only his second game in the Premier League, that is amazing composure and brilliant from the youngster, which will definitely excite Jurgen Klopp and definitely give him some headaches, because realistically you have to play Trent. He is insane. He is probably Liverpool's best player. But when someone comes in, he gets 3 assists in a couple of minutes. He got an assist against Bournemouth when he came on, 2 assists against Chelsea and a goal. You can't argue with that output. And with the current players in the team, it works. And they're not even having a DM them like Endo playing or Salah them target man. And Conor Bradley seems, and I've heard that he's a very humble and well-respected person. He's well-respected in the Northern Ireland dressing rooms despite only being 20 years old, and he was loved at Bolton and he's loved in the fan base at Liverpool and behind the scenes. There's a reason why Jurgen Klopp trusted him to be on the bench just in case Trent got injured, and Trent obviously did get injured, and he's come in and he trusted him to play even with Trent being on the bench, and there's a reason why he wants that. And while arguably he has played more of an attacking role for this Liverpool team, I do think his defensive work is also amazing. He has shown that he's really good at comfortable tackler. This is what I knew him for. I knew he was a very good comfortable tackler and very assured on the ball, but I did not expect this sort of output from him going forward. I wouldn't be surprised next season if you see Salah leave and maybe Bradley gets tried in right wing, because he's sort of playing like a right winger now. He's really good going forward. I think that's probably his best attributes I've seen. He's got a real attacking display, is amazing. He has a really good ability of carrying the ball, picking it up from deep and just running with it and having it in his stride, and his shot seemed pretty good in the goal he scored, and his crossing ability seems very good. And you've got to think, at 20 years old, the more he plays, surely he's just going to keep getting better. I think the tactics definitely help him. I definitely think he's still a good player, however, and I do think all of the Liverpool fans and players really should be happy that this guy's in their team, because unlikely heroes are always the people that win the titles. You always get players you didn't expect be heroes. I mean, look at Gundogan for Man City. He became an absolute beast for 2 seasons, especially goal scoring wise, when before he wasn't really hitting them high. Now, while having selection issues depending on everyone being good is not necessarily a real big issue, it's a nice headache to have. Liverpool would definitely be thinking, what can they do with this player? Maybe start him right back again. They play Arsenal away on the weekend. It's a very big game, but he could be a really good output maybe on the break in that right wing position, because he has real pace running with the ball. And that also asks the question, what will they do with Trent Alexander Arnold, because he still deserves to play. I think this season he's been really good. I think the tactics are really catered around him, and maybe you could move him into midfield, but that would need a bit of a switch of system, because he usually inverts or they usually play different systems, and I don't think Joe Gomez would have to do the double pivot if Trent's in there. But if anything, this gives Klopp a lot of different options tactically that he can do in games. Some games he could try to play Bradley, who basically plays as a right winger, move Szoboszlai to that right back role to cover for him, or he can move Trent up a bit further in the field and play him right back. And they've still got 2 of their best players of the season, Salah and Endo, to come back. I mean, this Liverpool team just has depth everywhere. Without them, they still look amazing. They thrashed Chelsea. Chelsea were nowhere near them. Like, even with the pens they maybe should have got, they were nowhere close to this Liverpool side. And honestly, Liverpool might be unstoppable. I genuinely don't know who could beat them. Arsenal gave it a go in the FA Cup and deserved to beat them, but ended up not winning. So it's a big game this Sunday with 2 good teams, I think. Liverpool don't necessarily need a result, but they definitely need at least probably a draw to be still confident of winning the league, I would say, over someone like Man City. But Arsenal will definitely need a win going into that game, so it's a big one. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you think about Conor Bradley. Let me know, more importantly, what you think about Liverpool's title chances, and if you think Conor Bradley has really stated his claim to replace Trent for the next few games, or maybe move Trent into midfield and make it work that way. Let me know what you think. If you like this video and like any other Liverpool content, I would recommend watching my Diego Jota tactical video, because he's a very good player and very important for this title race as well. And if you like that, please like and subscribe, and I appreciate your time for watching. Thank you.